every time I hear somebody tell me that that's what a family court attorney say, I kind of in my heart get mad at y'all for believing it and just can't believe that they had the audacity to even say it. I can't believe it. I can't believe that part of a discussion with a family court attorney will be you can't get custody because there's accusations of us of. So I'm just curious. Well, how do you feel about that now? After the so I'm just curious. What's going through your head about that now?
Just that, it wasn't till after that till I found you on TikTok, but I was going through things, and if there is no record of it, I feel like I don't know enough to try to get back at her or threaten her with anything or,
Right.
I heard you can ask them for their bond, and their duty was to do for me, and they didn't do for me. They just went with protocol.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. Now I get all that, but basically you realized the nonsense after you seen one of my videos and I made a mention of it or something?
No, it was somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
But it just...
You realize that you've been had, basically.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So give me a 2-minute recap. I got that part, but give me a full 2-minute recap so we can come up with a game plan and start putting foot that. And I'm going to tell you what I tell everybody. You got us on retainer now, so let's start having some fun. All right? Because you will start having fun. You will really become addicted to going to court after we start coming up with these motions and you start seeing how they respond to them. You'll be unbelievable. I'm going to call a lot of things and you'll see it unfolding. So give me like a 2-minute recap on your situation, please.
Okay, so when I went in, I basically hired a lawyer because she left for from December of 23. Disappeared all the way up until June of 24. That's the reason why I hired a lawyer, because I couldn't find her or my kids. She would tell me where she was at. I was starting to receive mail. Her mail, she was bouncing back and forth between Mississippi and Louisiana. So I took that stuff to my lawyer. I'm like, this is the only thing I know, before the discovery and all that stuff. I'm like, well, we really can't serve her unless we serve her on Facebook. She sounded like she was ready to do me something, but when I gave her the old case number, the one that she quit on the first time, and she opened it back up. So that's how we found out it was back in motion again.
So what do you mean? You mean your child's mom had started a case already before?
Yeah, well, she had served me 3 times before.
And what she served you for? Custody or child support?
Neither, just for divorce.
Oh, divorce. I'm sorry. Got you.
Yeah,
okay.
So.
Okay, y'all was married. Got you. Okay, it makes more sense. Okay. So go ahead.
So, I told her that I told the judge last time I went, when I didn't have an attorney, that, my wife didn't show up for the finalization of the one prior. I was like, well, I would like to, she's like, well, it's dismissed if they're not here. I said, well, you can't, make me pay child support so I can see my kids. She's like, no, we can't. You just got to start all over. Of course, then I didn't know any better. But so after that, she moved back in and we stayed together for almost a year. And then she left in December. So whenever, like I said, I hired the lawyer to try to find her. We found out where she was, and then...
Hold on. When did she move back in?
This was June of 23. And then she left again in December of 23 because I told her to get out this time. I actually left her the time before because I was tired of all of the lying and the manipulating. And
How old is she?
She was born in
43. 45,
yeah,
huh?
44. So,
Uh-huh.
yeah, she actually just turned 44.
Uh-huh.
So, I left because I was tired of how I was starting to become in front of my kids from her accusations. So she filed divorce on me, didn't let me see my kids then. Whenever her lease was up, she didn't have anywhere to go. So I said, I'm not going to let my kids be homeless. Just come stay with me. She came and stayed in. She ended the divorce through the lawyer and then filed it again. It's just, she's vexatious is what it is. So, while I was with this attorney, I just said, hey, look, I don't have anything of hers. She doesn't have anything of mine. We don't share any property. We don't share any debt. I just want to see my kids. I haven't seen them already for 6 months. I just want them back in my life. She said I couldn't see him unless there was an order.
Who said that?
That's what my wife told me. She said, I'm not going to let you see them until we get an order.
Wow.
Yeah. So, when the two lawyers finally talked, basically saying I don't get half or 50-50 and they want child support because of, my lawyer said, she mentioned abuse. I said, no, I said, that's just one of her little tactics or lies, and the court's going to let her get away with it because there's no penalty for perjury. And so it just basically went on from there. So I'm like,
So where are you at now? When the last time you seen your kid?
Well, actually, after that mediation, they gave me Thursdays and then second and fourth weekends. So I seen them I had them last Thursday. I pick them up again tomorrow, and then I have them for the weekend.
Okay.
So last Monday, she didn't pay daycare. She told me she wanted some money. I said, I'm not giving you no more money. My lawyer even told you this is a gift. I said, you need to learn how to manage your money because you make more money than I do. There's no way you can't. Because my mom raised 3 kids on $3.
All right.
You're making like 40. Don't tell me you can't. Plus, you just did your income tax. You probably brought in about 12 grand. So her whole plan was that she even told me, well, you're gonna stay at home with the kids, which made me leave work or miss work. And then all day she's texting me, where are my kids? Where are my kids? I'm like, I didn't even answer her because she knows, and that she just used it. I'm telling my lawyer this and that, this and that.
What's she gonna tell you? What was she gonna tell her lawyer?
That's what I'm saying. In the order it says you need to not hide the kids from me. I don't need to answer all that because I'm not gonna. It just accusations. She plotted it, she planned it, and it worked out in her favor. And
So when was this? When was this?
This was Monday.
Monday this week?
Was it this Monday? What's today?
Holy shit.
No, that was last week.
Last week. So last week Monday. So your visitation is the second and fourth weekend and Thursdays?
Yes.
You got no problem with her? She's not messing with you on that or anything?
Well, she tries to limit my time with them. Like in the past 10 days, I've only talked to them twice for a total of 20 minutes. I tried to call last night.
Okay, hold on. So what does you gotta I'm gonna ask you a question. What does the custody thing says as far as phone calls? What does it say?
We have to use the family app.
No, that's just the method of doing it. What does it say as far as your entitlements to phone calls? Is there anything?
I don't believe so. My lawyer did say, do you want answer the phone. I said, no. I said, I'm not going to do that, you know, because she already does it anyway.
No. But that was going to be the first motion I was going to draft up for you, because you need that in there. Because what you got to understand is, when you're dealing with a woman like this, these are the best women to fight. I tell people, these are the best women to fight, because they're always violating the order. We had one client, and within 1 month, the guy, she done violated the order 11 times. Call orders and CM orders, 11 in 1 month. 11. So every little thing they do, you violate them. And you got to show them that when they violate, I'm running you into court for contempt. It's contempt. And this is how I got Atia LaShawn Bradley, because she thought that it was going to be a court order, but no, I'm going to do what I want. And then when she realized this, I went to school for law, and I found out that, listen, I understand what your problem is. Your problem is you like going to court. But the problem is, I'm going to make it to where, as though every time we go to court, it's going to be because you did something wrong. And when she started getting those contempt motions, she didn't like court no more. I trained Atia LaShawn Bradley to not like court. So when you have a woman, you didn't see this far into the future. So I'm telling you, you can always add it. That's the beautiful thing about it. You can say, hey, look, this is what she's doing, and we can add it. So that would have been a good thing had you had that in there. And that's why she's doing what she's doing. If it ain't in there, a woman is going to push the envelope. They're going to do that. They're going to do that.
Yeah, so like in the past 10 days, I've only spoke to him twice for a total of 20 minutes. I called last night. She hung up. I called back. She hung up. I waited 20 minutes because I go to sleep at 6:30 p.m. because I get up at 1 in the morning to go to work. And she knows my schedule. Kids get out at 5:30. It gives me an. She told me I'm only giving you an hour window.
An hour window for what? To talk?
To talk to my kids, yeah.
I'm only giving power. Go ahead.
So whenever the kids are here, she'll call all day. Where are my kids? Like, they'll be taking a nap. I won't answer. Calling. I got 26 calls just back to back because I didn't answer. Sending messages. This is all through the app because I have her blocked on my physical phone.
Good man.
Because if I'm going to be paying, then you ain't going to be able to contact me for free.
There you go, my man.
She said, we have a life, and we're busy, and this and that. That's funny, you know. All right, so I didn't answer none of that either. I didn't respond to it. Just like, I don't know, I don't respond to a lot of her because she's just a lot of talk. Even though she tries to push something, I told her, I said, you can't even think past your nose. I said, what you're doing right now, I said, you're not thinking about what's going to happen.
You said you can't think past your nose? Wow.
Yeah.
I've never heard that before, man. Oh, wow.
Because she doesn't, she, you know, all through our marriage, just being the way she is, and doesn't think of the repercussions that come from it either a day or a week or a month or even a year later. Like, you don't care. You act on instinct instead of.
Well, you're bringing credence to what I say to people. Women cannot think. They don't go by thoughts. The only time and the best time to deal with a woman is after they had time to ponder on something. Women need to think about something for at least a week. This is why when you have conversations in real time that's unscripted, they have no idea and they don't know how to be successful with you. They're only wired on wickedness. So when you talk to them and try to talk to them on the resolve, et cetera, you're dealing with somebody that's saying, oh no, I only know how to be evil. I only know how to be evil. This is why, like you said, you can't think past your nose. Yes, she could. If you ask her to be evil, she can think of it on the spot. But you're asking her to be civil. She can't do that.
Right. You know, so like I play by her logic, you know, for Christmas, I had the kids. I asked her if she wanted to see him Christmas Day. She's like, no, I'll wait for the weekend. When the weekend comes around, even though it was my weekend, she went by what the order said. So they go to daycare. They don't have a school location. But she goes, okay, they're in this area, so I'm going to go ahead and tell them I'm going to keep them until this district goes back, just playing these games. So the next weekend, I went and picked up the kids whenever the school district let out after I got off work, instead of waiting till 6 like she wanted me to. She didn't like it. The order says whenever school lets out. So I started playing her game, and she didn't like it.
No, don't play her game. No, I would tell you that's not how we do things, because we're not attorneys. So I'm a non-attorney spokesperson. So I cannot give you legal advice. I just tell people what we do here. We don't do that here. We don't do that here. We look at a court order, and the second they come 1 second outside at 3 o'clock, if the child is not here, we're going to give you to 3:02, and then we're leaving. We're going to get on record that we was here at 3 o'clock, and then we're leaving. And then that day, or maybe the next day, a contempt order is being filed, because I'm working on trying to get the kid from you. So I'm not playing a dumb game. Oh, I can't have the kid? I'm going to go to school at a drop-off point. I'm going to take a picture of my phone, I always took a picture. I always had a camcorder with me. When I was going through it, cell phones wasn't out like that at the time. I was going through this in the late 90s, early 2000s. So I took pictures. I had a camcorder with me. I had this camcorder. I got a JVC. I got it in my hand right now. A JVC mini disc. They actually filmed Jurassic Park with these things. This is $2,600 I paid for this in 1996. And I would go, our drop-off point was at the McDonald's. I would go to McDonald's, I would buy me an order of fries. And I would take my camcorder and I would show the date on the top of the receipt and say, thank you. So, and then I had her in court. She got fined $500. That's how you got to do it. You got to drag them in court, but every time they're in court, it's for violation. Then they'll get it. You're just playing. Don't ever do what she do. We don't do that.
Well, the order says I pick them up when school lets out, but she would tell me I don't want you picking them up till 6.
I know that.
So,
I know. I heard you. I heard what you said. When school let out is what the paperwork said. Anything outside of what that, I want you to pick them up at 6. No, that don't mean you take them home and then give them to me at 6. That's not what the paperwork say. It says when school let out. So I wait at school and get them from school. That's exactly what I had too. And when they violate that, it's cool. Hey, I'm here to pick my child. You want to come here and make a big stink about things? And I'm looking at my paperwork, and it says the second and fourth Friday, and I'm supposed to pick my kid, and you want to start some shit? Good. Thank you. I'll see you in court. I'm not arguing with. I would say, see you in court. Everything she do wrong. I'm not doing nothing. If it says, like I said, if it say I get the kid at 3 o'clock, I'm 3 o'clock, 3:02, I'm leaving. As long as I got it on record. Like I said, ours was at the McDonald's and then it was at the school. Not doing it. You got, like I said, you got the best woman to have been you got the absolute best woman to be in a custody battle with. The defiant ones.
Yeah,
best.
So,
the absolute best.
I was taking some notes of some things that I seen in my order. Like I said, I haven't signed it. She signed it. My lawyer didn't sign it. I didn't sign it, but yet somehow it's certified. So on my page 38, it says that the IRC states there have been no transfers of earned income from January 1st up until the divorce. CAT scans and X-ray.
Uh-huh. Hey, do she got other kids?
She has one older son. I think he's 23 now.
She was a single mom with him?
Remarried, but yeah.
At any point in time, was she a single mom with him?
Yes.
Yeah, those are the worst women to deal with. Single moms are the worst women to deal with. They're the worst. They think that they have done it by themselves. They don't need you.
Yeah, he don't even come around anymore. She hates him.
I'm so surprised.
He'll come to my house and my family's house and all that stuff during holidays, but whenever she comes over, he kind of wants to leave.
Right. So, all right. So, what are you thinking? Okay. So I know for a fact we want to put we want to draft you up a motion to get your time uninterrupted. My thing was my daughter was to call me every night at 7 p.m. for 20 minutes.
Right. That's what I let them do. Just before they go to sleep, I let them call their mom however long.
No, you say you let them, but didn't you say she said we're busy and all that? What did you say? She said something?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was yesterday.
All right, so check this out. So I'm gonna tell you what happened with the Tia LaShawn Bradley and I. So we had we got the case got transferred to New Jersey. And what she thought was being that it was in New Jersey, it didn't mean nothing no more. But any smart person would say that when it got transferred, the order got transferred too. So our order now, if we went back to court, anytime an amendment was made, it wasn't like the old order didn't count. It was amendments to the order. The order was the original, things changed. One of the clauses was that my daughter was to call me every night at 7 p.m. So at the time now, remember I said, cell phones wasn't big at the time. And so I would call at 7. The phone would be off the hook. Now, for people that didn't know at the time, when your phone was off the hook, it was an emergency method. So there would be a fast pulse. Boop, 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 boop.
Yeah, the busy signal.
No. That's not a busy signal. A busy signal is boop, boop, boop. It's a slower pulse. But when it's off the hook, boop, 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 it's a signal. It's a tell you that, hey, the thing is off the hook, something wrong. If you call in a loved one, get over there and check on them. All right? So I would get that and I would record it. Like I said, I did everything re-record. Showed the judge, went to court. So the Judge Cummings, I remember the man like it was yesterday. Judge Cummings, we're in there in front of Judge Cummings. December 6th, we're in front of Judge Cummings. And I go in there, and Tia LaShawn Bradley was a Seton Hall graduate with 2 degrees, a graduate and an undergrad. So her perspective is, I'm smart. And when I said, Your Honor, I call her, and Judge Cummings' secretary was a girl I went to school with. And every time I used to see her, she used to give me a look like, thank God, I see a lot of guys coming in here getting shafted. Thank God you come in here and you put foot to ass because you ain't playing. And we never said hi to each other. We just looked at each other and it was a hi and a look. We never said nothing. But she used to look at me in admiration. Wow, he in here handling these people. Nonetheless. So when I said, Your Honor, we're here today because I'm trying to call my daughter, and Tia LaShawn Bradley takes the phone off the hook. I let him listen to the video. That, Your Honor, is the system. You notice, Your Honor, it's a fast pulse, means the phone is off the hook. Judge Cummings said, how about that, Miss Bradley? This is exactly what Tia LaShawn Bradley did. Well, Your Honor, I don't know when Christopher is going to call. I said, Your Honor, objection. Your Honor, if you look at the motion for the order for custody, or the order rather, it says that the child is in fact supposed to call me. Boy, you should have seen it. The judge said, oh, it does say that, Miss Bradley. So why isn't the child calling him? She hit the fan, stormed out the courtroom, said, I don't want to have nothing to do with this no more. I walked out of court with custody of my daughter. But this was probably in a month and a half. This was in 2 months. I had her in court for the 3rd time for contempt. Every time we left court, you know what? I walked up to her when she had her attorney. I don't know if you've seen the video, but I walked up to her attorney. I said, you got kids, counselor? He said, I do. I said, you got kids? You got kids. I said, counselor, I'm going to put your kids through college with her money, and walked off.
Yeah, if that would be a motion, I guess 6:30 would be the best time of each day.
Say that again.
Call me. If that would be a motion that you would put in there.
Well, you don't have it. Your attorney asked you, did you want me to put in there for the kids to call you? You said no. So you have to we have to draft up a motion to get that put in.
Okay.
Yeah. So we would start with that. And then here's what I want you to do. Can you send pictures in this app thing that you use?
Yes.
Every time I draft you up a motion, I want you to send a picture of it to her.
Okay.
You want to know why I want you to do that?
So she gets the hint that I ain't playing.
Well, not only that, I want her to understand your arrogance. I want you to understand, I'm going to tell you where the traps are, and you still going to spring them. Because you're that fucking dumb. That's what it's about. There are three wars. There are three types of wars. Physical, mental, and psychological. I'm all for the psychological. I want to destroy you. I want you to understand, when you think of me, you're going to be scared. I tell people, I trained Atia LaShawn Bradley. I trained her like a dog. I trained her. You will not, under no circumstances, with me. You won't. You even think about it. Get up and just beat your mama or something. Don't even think about it. Those dumb games that you play with everybody else, you play them. You play with them. I'm Todd's son. You ain't playing those games with me. You're not. So I help to understand. This is why I tell individuals, I'm the only one on social media you know, except people that are famous, that's literally saying their child's mom by name. I'm the only one you know. Everybody else refer to their baby moms as my baby mom's or my ex-wife. They don't give names. I give names. Because you can come with me if you want to. Yeah. You can come mess with me if you want to. It won't work out well for you. I promise you. It won't. It won't. And that's what you got to help her understand. You got to help her understand that. So that's the first thing we're going to do. We're going to get a motion in for, we're going to start with that. We're going to get a motion in for the time, okay?
Okay.
So here's what I want you to do. We're going to do that. We're going to do that tomorrow. This is more of an intake. We'll do that tomorrow. What's your time like tomorrow?
Same every day. Actually, tomorrow I'll pick my kids up at 6 from daycare, and I'll have them till 8 p.m. Of course, that's Central Time.
So what time is it where you at now?
What's that?
What time is it where you at now?
Right now, it's Central Time. It's 5:37.
So you're going to have your kids from 6 until 10. 6 until 8.
Yes.
So 8, 9. What about before you go to work? What's your time looking like? Just curious.
I go to work. I leave here at 1:30 in the morning, and I start at 3.
Woo.
Yeah, I work 3 to 3 every day.
What time do you get off work? 3, you said?
Yeah, and it takes me an hour to drive home.
So could we do it while you're driving? Are you comfortable with that?
Yeah, we could. I don't have anything to write with.
No, you won't need nothing to write with.
Okay.
I'll just be doing all the magic. So do you got our email?
I do not.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to text you my email address. Here's what I'm going to need you to do. I'm going to need 4 separate pictures. 4. You're going to take a picture of your name and versus her, right?
Okay.
All separate. You're going to take a picture of the case number. Case number.
Separate.
Then you're going to take a picture. I'm going to send you this via I'm going to send this to you in a text to email it to me. So the names, case number, and the names, case number. Oh, 3 things. I'm sorry, because it's just the motion. And the name of the court, not child support.
Right.
The name of the court, the XYZ 3rd District of Monroe County. That's what I'm going to need. I'm going to need those 3 things from you. But I'm going to send those to you right about now. As soon as I get off the phone with you, I'm going to send those to you. And then you can be driving along and I'll be just brainstorming. I'll be just drafting it up. I'll be running about. All you're going to do is just be there saying, yay, nay, yay, nay. That's all I'm going to need you for. But then I'm going to just email it to you and give it to you, okay?
Okay. So I did write down a couple things. I figured
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead. Yeah, sure.
Emotions. All right, so hold on.
Take your time, man.
Back in September, I signed for the final decree of divorce,
Uh-huh.
She didn't sign it. Her attorney brought forth some bill for Texas children that I didn't know anything about that was supposed to be told to me according to the mediation papers.
It's called Texas Children.
Yes.
Is it a welfare program or something?
No, it's just a children's hospital.
Oh, okay, I got you. Hospital.
So this bill came from them to her address where she lives now, with my name on it, and they're saying, "Oh, well, we're not gonna. Her lawyer's not gonna sign off on anything till you pay this bill." I'm like, "Well, hold on. I mean, first off, I don't know anything about this bill. Now, she showed me a picture of it. I was going through my emails. I couldn't find it anywhere.
How much was the bill?
It was like 9,000 something, knocked down to 5, and then knocked back down to 3, where they're ordering me to pay it. I'm like, well, the thing is no judge orders me to pay my cell phone or my mortgage. How's somebody going to order me to pay a hospital bill? I said, but two, I knew nothing about it because.
But this is something going on in the divorce, yeah?
Right.
Okay, so it what happens is, I don't know if you understand it, but when you go and do a divorce, if you so much as hiccuped and it caused somebody some damage, long as it happened while y'all was in a marriage, then it's part of the dilution. When they dissolve the marriage, it's part of it. So, are you saying it? You think it happened when? What is your gripe with this bill? I'm just curious. What's your?
So the thing is we had all agreed to do this. Well, she brought up this bill, and for a couple months, I didn't hear from anything because they're pushing it back, having to do with this bill. But it was never mentioned until I'm like, what's going on? I'm like, what's taking so long for a divorce? Oh, there's this bill that you got. I said, well, I don't got a bill. She sent me a picture of it. It has my name on it, but it has her address. Now, mind you, a year ago, my lease is up at the end of the week, and I'm moving. It was sent to her apartment with my name on it when I didn't know where she lived, so I had no idea about this, and she never said anything about it. And if my name is on it, then that means she forged it. But there's no way I would have received this bill because it has her.
No, I'm with you now. You gotta, whoever issued the bill, you gotta get the specifics from them. That you cannot act on it now because you have no idea what's going on. Whoever issued the bill, you got to get the specifics from them. What are y'all saying? What is it? This has my name on it. Who used? What is this about? You gotta check that out. That's how it goes on that end.
That'd be a civil thing then, huh?
Well, you don't know yet. You got to see what they say. If they say, okay, sir, we'll take your name off it. If you just don't know. So you gotta call them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so the other thing is I don't know if it's possible, but the My Family app, I don't want to use it. She swore up and down that me and my lawyer told them that we wanted it. I didn't want it. I never mentioned it. You know what I'm saying? So if we could do away with that, is that possible?
I wouldn't. Hell no, man. The reason why, okay, first, what will be the alternative means of interaction?
Whenever she ran out of minutes, she was calling my phone, and then texting me on the family app talking about I ran out of minutes. But whenever
I got that. But what you okay? So you don't want to do the family app. So what are you saying? You rather just converse via cell phone?
Yeah, I mean, because if I had she ran out of minutes. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. Well, I ran out of minutes first. She's like, well, you need to upgrade. I said, I'm already paying $150. Like, whatever, dude. So that's when I started blocking her from my phone. And then she ran out of minutes.
When you say she ran out of minutes, you mean that My Family app has minutes?
Yeah, 45 minutes a month. So I had to limit my time 1.5 minutes a day just to talk to my kids.
So I see what you're saying now. So you actually talk to your kid through the app as well.
Right.
That will not be the same. You won't talk to your kids via the app. You won't.
Right. I mean, I'll use my cell phone, and I mean, there's no sense in me paying money for someone to ridicule me and call me names and accuse me of this and that.
Well, hold on. If she ridicule you and call you names on that's harassment. So
right.
whatever. Listen, I understand it. Talk to my kids. Yeah, you will not. We'll have it put into motion. My kids are to call me on my cell phone. You are not to call me, text me for no reason at all. All other communications is done through the app. But I would not, because the court system recognizes the app as legitimate words. If she ridicules you and all that, you can't blame the app. You got to blame yourself for saying, "Oh, you say what now?" And then the next day you file civil in court for harassment. Like I said, if a woman is ridiculing you and all this stuff, like I already said it earlier, those are the best women to fight. You just ain't cashing in on all this stuff. You got a gold mine of get back, and you ain't getting back. You got a gold mine. You ain't got to respond to it. Keep your minutes.
I don't. That's the thing is, I don't respond to it. I'm higher than that. You know, it boils my blood, but it does no good for me to say anything. And it just makes her keep on responding. I don't need.
The reason why she's doing it is because you're not doing nothing. Listen, I'm not blaming nobody for stabbing me if I just sit there. You know, I'm no offense, but I'm not gonna side with you on this one. I'm gonna say from this point on, when she does it, Lydia, consultation. What's up? I emailed you a picture. Oh, that's a good one. You a limp dick Willie. Oh my! And then we draft up a motion and sue her.
Yeah. So this is one thing she's been doing lately. So my dad wasn't in my life when I was young. I made it a point to get in my dad's life. Well, like I say, my mom raised 3 kids. I wanted him in my life, but I was raised by my mother and my grandfather. He was a stern man and he was smart. So she would call me my dad's name. His name is Steve Mullins. Whatever Steve Mullins.
So hold on. Would she call you this in the app too?
Yes.
Was she not talking to you? Or do you and your dad got the same name?
No.
So hold on. I don't get this. If she's calling you this and that thing, she's not talking to you. Simple.
Well, the thing is, you know, my dad passed away last week.
If she calls you anything other than your name, bro, she ain't talking to you. She can call you your dad's name all you want. If it means something to you, what you do is what we would do.
I mean, I don't respond to nothing except for, hey, I called the other day, you didn't answer. Will you please have my kids call? I don't reach out to her for nothing, not a single thing.
No, I got you.
So, you know, I guess the other one would be, I don't want a limited restriction visitation.
What do you mean by that?
So, like I say, I want 50-50. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I mean, and I can't do child support paying for my household and hers, and effectively take care of my house while I'm paying my kids 2 times. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right. So what we'll do is we'll draft up a motion for 50%. We'll draft that up, and then what we'll do is we'll put in that we'll add that too with the phone stuff. Okay. We'll get that drafted in. All right.
Okay. So yeah, on the phone thing, just my kids on my phone and whatever she wants to tell me through the app.
Nah, you ain't got to tell me that. That's how we've been doing it for 15 years now. So
okay.
There's no other way it should be. Okay?
Right.
Anything on your personal phone about her is harassment. We're going to have it in there. You'll see it when you get it. You'll see it.
Okay.
All right?
So you want me to return these pictures in an email or send them to?
Yeah, I'm gonna send you the email. I'm gonna send you our email right now when we hang up.
Okay. You
All
have
right.
my email, right?
And I'm gonna tell you what I need. So I'm gonna just tell you what I need and tell you where to send them to.
Okay.
Okay, my man.
You have my email, right?
No, I don't. I'm gonna send you our email, and you're gonna email them to us, and then when you email them to us, then I'll have it.
All right.
Okay,
All
man.
right. Thanks.
All right, bro.
Later.
Later. All right. 732-875-9111. That is our name and number. When you need us for a consultation, you reach out to us and we will get you set up. People, I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna tell you something that I will never ever how should I word this? I will never ever understand. I will never ever understand when you guys are going to wake up and realize that women that are bitchy, women that choose to be uncooperative, women that choose to think that it's their world, women that choose to think that they could go into court and get something in place and then say, no, I don't want that. Women that chooses to do these things. I don't know why y'all don't understand. Those are the best women to fight. Listen, if Attila Sean Bradley would have did what most women do, just filed court, didn't leave you alone, I would have never went to law school. I never would have had all this experience in court. I would have never been able to and it wouldn't ever made a sense to create that company behind me to my left, your right. Attila Sean Bradley, persistence of being a bitch, just helped me do nothing but create all the counters. It's kind of like you hear that bug that developed an immunization when they built up a tolerance to the vaccine and all that. Atia did me wrong so long that I developed a tolerance. And because I developed that tolerance, nothing that she do was working anymore. Nothing she could have done. And that's where you need to be. 732-875-9111. You're going to text your name and $50 consultation already when you're ready. Information to be below the video. Like this video and share it, y'all. Later.